National, regional, and global markets overview, motoring, lifestyle. Get your copy of Financial Time for only 2,000 Tanzania shillings only.
In Capital News tonight, farmers in Ruvuma concerned on lack of reliable markets for their crops. Followers of Jean-Pierre Bemba in DRC to appeal against ICC sentence. Fans urged to buy tickets for the Simba Yanga Derby early. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. I'm Vanessa Victor. Let's get started with the national news. Farmers in Ruvuma region have said that they are not certain on which crops to plant during the planting season, which will have reliable markets after they failed to sell their maize and pea crops. Responding to their concerns, the Regional Commissioner of Ruvuma, Christina Mteme, said that the government is creating a conducive environment for grain industries so that farmers can sell their crops to the industries.
We have no specific harvest that we can take anywhere to be sold. As a farmer who's completely forgotten, there is no other way we can get anything. We must use agriculture. We work hard, as you have said, but we do not know where we will get money for the harvest.
Korosho ni zao ambalo sasa hivi ni dhahabu ya kijani.
Coffee is a crop that is currently green gold. Thus, we will be farming this green gold. When you are told to sieve your maize or bring maize that has been dried or not to bring last year's maize, all of this is said so that you can bring the best quality maize. Do not see it as a bother when you are told to change some things to reach the level that can be stored or consumed by humans. NFRA buys only 7,000 tons from the entire region. At the same time, we as a region have about 400,000 tons surplus. We also ensure we set a good environment for construction of industries.
The China Civil Engineering Construction Company, which is constructing the Ubungo interchange in Dar es Salaam, has said that various business activities which are taking place in the area might delay it from completion on schedule. The information officer of the company has said that the exercise to construct the lower roads has already started, while the process to begin constructing the Ubungo flyover will follow later. Motorists who often use Morogoro Road have said that traffic jams are a big problem and have requested the traffic police to find a way of solving the menace.
And it is the reason for delays in our construction because it is not safe. When people are close to a construction site, the level of safety is low because dangerous things may happen. That's why we try to educate people and traders near the site to stay away from the area, and we also provide our employees with protective gear. The traffic on this road has become too much, but because construction is ongoing, it seems will be much better in future. Completion of this bridge will be good for the people, but we border drivers will have to look for other paths.
The Permanent Secretary in the Prime Minister's Office for Policy, National Assembly, Employment, Youth and People with Disabilities, Professor Faustin Kamuzora, has called on Tanzanians, particularly farmers, to adhere to instructions given by weather experts in order to address challenges of climate change. Professor Faustin Kamuzora made the statement in Dar es Salaam at the launch of the Action Plan on Meteorological Services in Africa.
These events have increased alongside the vulnerability of communities, human settlement, health, and livelihood. So, we have seen all over the world the extreme events are increasing, so it is very important for us to be able to get the quality climate services and be even aware on how to mitigate some of these risks and there are plenty of it, and we are sure this project will assist us to be able to adapt to these changes. Because, as we said, there are things we can do, but there are things which you have to accept and prepare. If you are not prepared, then you'll be caught off guard.
Some of the notable achievements of the GFCS Upper Phase 1 project includes, I'll mention a few: development of launching of the National Framework for Climate Services under the leadership of the Tanzania Disaster Management Committee, TADMAC, establishment of user interface platform through TADMAC to promote dialogue between sectoral users, climate researchers, and climate information providers to support the co-generation of tailored services. Enhanced capacity of TMA in the provision of high quality and reliable climate services, including provision of downscaled forecasts in Longido, Kiteto, and Kondoa districts.
President Dr. Ali Mohammed Shein's pledge to address the problem of stagnant rainwater on the road leading to the airport and Mwanakerekwe Dam in Zanzibar has started to be implemented with construction of rainwater canals. The Minister of Works, Communication and Transport in the Isles, Dr. Sira Ubwa Mamboya, has inspected the construction work accompanied with the Permanent Secretary Mustafa Aboud Jumbe.
They have been able to significantly help us until we complete. We'll pass through and evaluate, and those who have experienced problems will be paid according to the laws they went through. The aim is to collect water from the top so that they can enter this dam, and later it will be removed from this dam through Mikunguni, Sateni to Lumumba. Due to their construction, they have asked to cut through the road, thus we'll have to cut it so they can do so.
Residents of Dar es Salaam have turned up at the last respects held for the lecturer of the University of Dar es Salaam and former broadcaster of ITV Radio 1, Dr. Misanya Bingi, who is expected to be laid to rest tomorrow in Dodoma region. The sermon for the late Dr. Misanya Bingi was held by Father Stephen Kaombe from Changombe Parish at the Virgin Mary Parish in Makongo-Diu. The late Dr. Misanya Bingi is survived with a wife and son.
He wrote various journals. He was providing professional advice to the community through organizations, companies, and various institutions. He also participated fully in various university activities.
Sikuwa na maneno mengi sana kumzungumzia Misanya, lakini tosha kusema ya kwamba Misanya ni mtu ambaye
Misanya was a person who loved people, a person who wanted to see others succeed. He was able to see a person's weakness and correct it.
The Minister for Energy, Dr. Medad Kalemani, has directed that any manager at the zonal, regional and district levels who fails to oversee the installation of power in people's homes should be sacked immediately. Minister Kalemani has also warned that the lack of electrical poles and transformers will not be an acceptable excuse. Minister Dr. Medad Kalemani gave the directive in Musoma district when speaking with leaders of Mara region and residents of Mkirira village in Musoma rural municipality, where he also launched the third phase of the Rural Electrification Agency REAS program in the area.
Of TANESCO, either regionally or from district, it is forbidden for our managers to complain. Your job is to receive complaints and work on them. If you want to complain, then quit your job.
Residents of 3 villages of Chipanga Ward in Bahi District, Dodoma region, will no longer have to face various challenges following the construction of a road and a bridge that passes over River Chipanga. During the rainy season, River Chipanga gets flooded, making it difficult for residents to cross the river in order to go to neighboring villages to get social services. Construction of the bridge costs more than 2 billion shillings, funded by the Department of International Development, DFID, of the United Kingdom.
Patients, especially expecting mothers, used to experience a lot of difficulty. I personally witnessed one woman in labor and we wanted to rush her to the hospital, but unfortunately when we got here, we found it filled with water and we had a hard time finding a way to cross. We had to place our motorcycles on the side and carry her. When we got to the other side, we found she was ready to give birth. She gave birth then and there, and unfortunately, both mother and child died on the spot. We had a lot of problems during the rainy season because from Chipanga village, a person would need to sell things at the weekly auction in the next village. In our plans for 2018-2019 financial year, we have a total budget of 1,500,000,000 shillings that we have been allocated. 1,250,000,000 was for normal renovations and 250 million has been given to us to develop Bahi city and for us to build our road to 1 kilometer tarmac level.
Residents of Ilula town in Kilolo district, Iringa region, will soon be able to get water after completion of a water project constructed at a cost of 4 billion shillings. The manager of the water authority in Ilula, engineer Enoch Nkwente, said the project is expected to be completed in May next year and will benefit more than 39,000 residents.
Hata matengi yenyewe tumeanza nalo moja lenye ukubwa huu wa mita kubiki 500.
In this contract, we have even started with one tank, which has 500 cubic meters, but we still need an average of 1,800 cubic meters to cover Ilula area and enable residents to get water 24/7. I believe that if the water is truly available by next year, our water problems will be over, and the only challenge we'll have left is the road. The road is a big problem, as you saw for yourself. There is a good school that was built by TASAF in Igunga, but if you go there, there is nothing and there is only one house for teachers. This is shocking, as we have leaders, but they cannot see it.
Tumekuwa na changamoto ya baadhi ya wananchi kuhujumu miundombinu ya maji.
We have had challenges with some people sabotaging water infrastructure, especially when they see that the infrastructure runs through a village and the village has not received access to water.
And that is all for national news. International news is next.
The relaunched Financial Times is the premier business newspaper in Tanzania. The Financial Times is a weekly source of information and business insight for the most successful leaders, executives, investors, and entrepreneurs in Tanzania and throughout the East Africa region. We provide critical business insight and in-depth features on companies, people, strategies, ideas, and economic trends. The Financial Times offers an unrivaled platform for advertisers to enhance brand awareness and move products. We will enable you to reach confident and informed consumers and decision makers who are ready to buy, which includes company CEOs, CFOs, managers, entrepreneurs, policymakers in government, politics and civil society, diplomats, members of the academia, and other key influencers. See examples of advertisement opportunities featured in Financial Times sections below. Telecom sections, real estate section, company news, banking, finance and insurance industry, information technology, national, regional and global markets overview, motoring, lifestyle. Get your copy of Financial Times for 2,000 Tanzania shillings on
Welcome back and into international news. Followers of rebel leader Jean-Pierre Bemba in the Democratic Republic of Congo have said that they will appeal against it, then sentence him with the sentence, with others expressing disappointment that he will not be able to contest the presidential election. The move comes after the International Criminal Court ICC on Monday sentenced Jean-Pierre Bemba, a former vice president and rebel leader in the Democratic Republic of Congo, for bribing witnesses during his war crime trial. In the ruling on the Hague-based court handed Bemba a 12-month sentence and a €300,000 fine for tampering with witnesses in an earlier hearing over possible war crimes against humanity committed by fighters he sent to suppress a coup in neighboring Central African Republic between October 2002 and 2003.
That one-year sentence. However, we are going to appeal against the sentence in court and pay bail so that this case can be heard again. Wapili, it was quite sad when they ruled to sentence Jean-Pierre Bemba. He is a leader in this nation. Personally, I didn't understand the reasons behind his arrest, because within our government there are other culprits who are free. We fail to understand how can ICC imprison Bemba for 12 months.
7 members of the Independent Electoral Commission in Burundi have been sworn in the presence of President Pierre Nkurunziza. Also present at the occasion were members of the Parliamentary Council, ministers, members of the diplomatic mission, leaders of political parties and civil society organizations. However, the opposition in the diaspora have opposed the appointment of the members of the Electoral Commission, saying that the commission is under the ruling party.
Before Parliament, a pillar with the power of freedom in this nation, I swear to be faithful to the unity of this country, abide to our constitution and stipulated laws. I will participate diligently in arranging free and fair election and put patriotism in the forefront.
Zimbabwe's government has banned all public gatherings and ordered food vendors off the streets of the capital, Harare, as it battles a cholera outbreak. The disease has already left at least 30 dead so far.
The streets of Harare are much quieter than usual. There have been since the government imposed its ban on stalls selling street food. It says it's had to take such measures to stop the spread of cholera. Vendors try to keep their distance from riot police, who have orders to remove anyone who refuses to leave. But some people say they have no choice but to ignore the ban. They say they need to make money.
We must find a way to care about both two things, us and cholera. Not just say no, because we are vendors and so on, just kick you out. No, that's not the proper way to do it.
Zimbabwe has one of the highest unemployment rates in the world.
1 month. My child is 1 month old. I'm on the street every day, so I get money to feed him. But the police are chasing me away. How am I supposed to survive?
The government recently declared a cholera emergency in the capital. Some Harare residents blame the council for its inability to supply clean water. In some suburbs, it's been like that for more than a decade.
And that's the end of international news. Do stay with us. We'll be right back with business.
In this program, we'll look at developments in the agricultural sector, particularly in the area of supplying fertilizer to farmers in the country.
There's a lot to be done so that these smallholder farmers can have a commercial production, instead of just being a smallholder and they don't get any profit out of it.
Many Tanzanians face the challenge of capital. How did you address this to make sure that, okay, I'm going to go into this business, I need to go around the country and be able to supply fertilizer on time to these farmers?
We've been supported with our partner, because we partner with a company called Yara. It's a multinational company. It's like #1 company dealing with manufacture of the fertilizer. So they've been also supporting us on that.
Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
And in business news, Tanzania Tourist Board, TTB, in collaboration with Air Tanzania Company Limited and other stakeholders, are in India to promote Tanzania's tourism attractions in New Delhi, Mumbai and Ahmedabad. Speaking during a presentation, the managing director of TTB, Devota Mdachi, said the campaign of Tanzania Unforgettable aims to promote all kinds of tourism attractions found within the country.
Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this very first Tanzania Roadshow in India. Let me start by thanking you all for coming and joining us this afternoon. I know you have very busy schedules, but I know that after our roadshow, you will appreciate and probably you'll make the right decision to fly back with us to Tanzania when our very own Dreamliner comes to India.
Tanzanians have been urged to take up opportunities in the agricultural sector, particularly in the supply of services of fertilizer, as many farmers in the country still face the challenge of reliable and timely access to fertilizer, a situation that has affected their productivity.
There's a room of expansion in agriculture, especially in Africa now, with the population going up. So we said we want to be, part of the parcel on the growth of agriculture in Tanzania. So that's when, back on 2013, me and my partner, Sabena, as you mentioned, Petrobena, is Petro and Bena. So the other half is Sabena, the other half is Petrobena. And we are, as you said, we are young and Tanzania, which we see maybe we can have a role in development of our agriculture. As I said, we see there's a lot of lack of vision on especially in fertilizer, because we think without putting fertilizer to the agriculture, you cannot get the production. Fertilizer is like in human being, like the food you eat. So we thought there's a lot to be done.
And that is all for business. We'll be right back with sports after this break.
Hi, my name is Kotaro Tokuda.
What's up? My name is Céline Garnier.
I'm John Barnes from Liverpool Football Club. The hip, hop, a hip, the hip, hip, hop. You don't stop the rocking to the bang, bang boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what you hear?
I'm watching Sports Gazette.
I'm watching Sport Gazette.
And you're watching Sports Gazette.
With Sebastian.
With Sebastian. Peace out.
Yes! And you can also watch Sports Gazette for highlights and interviews regarding sports. Do not miss Sports Gazette every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Capital Television.
And in sports news, Simba and Yanga fans have been urged to buy their tickets for September 30th game early to avoid any inconveniences that may occur on the day of the match.
Our first aim in preparations is caring for the fans. So you can see why we decided to sell tickets earlier, and our tickets will be sold by Celcom, and we will start selling them the day after tomorrow. We would like to urge fans to buy the tickets early. We also decided this because we know some of the fans will come from out of Dar es Salaam to watch the game.
Tanzania Football Federation TFF Electoral Committee Chair Rivakates Kuli has said among the reasons they stopped Simba's election process is lack of a committee that would receive complaints from the club members.
Maamuzi ya kamati katika kikao chake kilichokaa Dodoma.
The committee's decision, when they sat in Dodoma in the 15th of this month, is that we realized some mistakes, including not adhering to the regulations which are based on the law. When you want to conduct elections, before the process starts, first the club or TFF member who wants to conduct the election has to send their calendar to the electoral committee.
FIFA President Gianni Infantino says a home match should not be played in a foreign country as he addressed La Liga's plans to stage a game in the U.S.
Spain's top flight has asked permission from the Spanish Football Federation RFEF to relocate Girona's home match against Barcelona to the U.S. The game will be played at Miami's Hard Rock Stadium on 26th of January. I think I'll prefer to see a great MLS game in the U.S. rather than La Liga being played in the U.S., said Infantino. La Liga president Javier Tebas responded to Infantino on Twitter. He said, "I'll remind the president of FIFA that in the MLS, 3 teams of Canada participate, and Toronto is the current champion, and also in Canada there is another professional league. Canadian teams Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver all compete in the MLS, but play home games in their own city."
The Champions League main tournament returns on Tuesday, 115 days after Gareth Bale's double for Real Madrid helped them beat Liverpool in the 2017-2018 final.
It starts with a bang, with several big matches in this week's opening round. Here are ones we're most excited about watching. 2 of European football's great entertainers and potential champions meet with arguably the best attacking players in the world football, and that's when Liverpool hosts Paris Saint-Germain. Neymar left Barcelona for PSG in the summer of 2017 for a world record £200 million, joining £165.7 million Kylian Mbappe and the club's all-time top scorer Edinson Cavani in a fearsome front 3. But Liverpool is equally impressive, with Roberto Firmino, Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah each scoring 10 Champions League goals last season, 3 of only 4 players to hit double figures in the tournament. Another highly anticipated game is between Tottenham and Inter Milan. 2 of arguably among the best strikers in the world currently, Harry Kane and Mauro Icardi, will face off in this one, with the last one encounter between the two witnessing a 4-3 loss to Spurs.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. Thank you for watching and have a good night.